Yeah.
More hips,
I'll practice, okay?
Well, Lucy, and the rest of you, welcome to, I've got the script here, it doesn't matter. This is episode 4 of Out of This World from the World Championships in Harrogate. And if you've missed the previous episodes, make sure you go back and take a look at them because it's been absolutely fantastic, hasn't it?
And as you can see, the racing is going on behind us. The men have 40k left to go, and the atmosphere is absolutely buzzing. There's not much room.
And no, indeed, and for the rest of the show, we've got interviews with the likes of Michael Woods and also Conor Dunne to look forward to.
I went out into Harrogate and collected more flags.
Well, just before that, we actually have an interview, I'll correct you, with Nick Dlamini, Out of Dimension Data.
I love Yorkshire. I love it. I mean, I was here in May, and it's a beautiful place to ride a bicycle. And despite the weather, I mean, whenever I come here, it's raining. So yeah, I think I can take that in. I mean, with tomorrow's race and obviously the duration, you sort of kind of break it up, maybe into 2 or 3 pieces. So yeah, I've actually planned to sort of start really warm with obviously warm gear on, and then maybe around 85 k's and take some of the stuff off and get on some nice dry clothes, and then do another maybe 80 k's and then change again. So I'll at least do that 2 or 3 times. I think the key is to keep warm and fueled on a day like that. And yeah, I think that's the only way you can sort of finish and finish strong. Well, to be honest, it's hard to tell. I think the conditions and the type of roads here will sort of do the selections themselves. And yeah, I think also like we usually know like who's really in good form, and at the moment I think there's a couple of guys that are really in good form, and some of the guys haven't been racing that much, so they could also be good, you know. So I think tomorrow's race is actually a give and take. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually someone who actually didn't even think of that can actually win tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, I started with hot chili when I was 13 years old, and I remember I did my first trip overseas then when I did the London to Paris, and that was so exciting for me, which I then won that year. And then since then, things have really been going up, yeah, and I guess so much have changed since then. And I mean, going up all the ranks, riding for the national team, and then going through the Dimension Data Continental team up to the World Tour team, and now, yeah, I mean, now obviously doing the Volta as well. And yeah, I mean, Hot Chili has obviously really put in good support in my career, and I'll always be grateful for that. And obviously, there's so many other development riders that they're also coming up through the same program I came up in. And yeah, I'd always love giving back and sort of helping those guys as well, along with the Hot Chili. Honestly, I mean, it's getting difficult every year. I mean, when I started cycling back then, there was a lot of cycling clubs where you could actually get a bicycle for free, and yeah, these days you don't get that anymore. I guess the equipment itself has gotten really expensive, so it's not easy to sort of get a bike for free. But yeah, it's really hard. But there is a few development academies in South Africa, like Velokaya, which I came through, Songezo's Academy, Bonga's Academy, and I mean, they help all the youngsters, and obviously with the help of Hot Chili and Rainmaker, they sort of help those academies and sort of help those development riders to sort of live up to their dream and sort of become professionals when they are ready. I mean, it's really incredible to work with the Quebec Foundation. I mean, it's a great organisation that obviously is out there with a great cause of putting a lot of people in South Africa on bicycles, especially the school kids. I mean, they can now get to school much earlier, and they can have a lot of time to spare, you know, and do their house chores and homeworks. So that alone has already done a lot of difference, and obviously it helps with their education as well. And yeah, I mean, also Chile has actually raised more than 200 bikes for which will actually be distributed at the roller coaster next week up in Kwanokutula. So yeah, that would be nice to see, and yeah, I think the kids will be overwhelmed to get bicycles. It was nice seeing them smiling when they get the bikes. Lekker.
That was good, look at that.
Thanks so much, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Perfect. Haven't done any interviews in a long time.
Well, what a really insightful interview there from Nick Dlamini. He's actually a chap that I've met on a number of occasions, great bike racer, but doing great things for South Africa. And at the Quebec charity, it's really making an impact. I was in South Africa last year with Dimension Data and Zwift, and to see the impact it has on the communities there, that's really something.
Yeah, it's really a special part of the community.
Definitely.
As an official supplier to the competition, Sigma Sports have a really special insight into the Caravan, so we take a look here.
It's raining in Yorkshire. We're used to a bit of rain. It would be Yorkshire if it didn't rain. World Championships first. We watched it on Thursday when they came through, and we watched the Tour de France and the Tour de Yorkshire. So it's just a shame about the weather, but hey ho, as long as nobody falls off and hurts themselves.
Well, even though the weather was awful, the fans were out in full force. What a cracking experience that must have been.
Earlier in the week, we took a trip to York and had a chat to Canadian Michael Woods ahead of the road race.
Woodsy.
My name is Mike Woods. I'm a professional cyclist for EF Education First, and I've been racing professional for 4 years from Ottawa, Canada, and here at the World Championships in Yorkshire. Putting on the jersey and representing my country is an honor, something I don't take for granted. I think it's really cool to be representing your country at the World Championships, and even though this isn't the ideal course for me, I want to represent Canada as best as possible, and I'm going to do my best on Sunday because I'm going to be wearing my country's jersey. So yeah, it's an honor and something I'm really proud of. Well, we've got a pretty dynamic team, and I think we're going to have to attack quite a bit and be aggressive. We're not a team that's going to race for just one guy, I think, at this race, just because of the nature of the course and how it's going to play out. So I think we've got a couple cards to play. We've got a guy named Hugo Houle who's rides for Astana, Guillaume Boivin rides for Israeli Cycling Academy. Both guys, I think, are capable of doing some good results as well. So I think we're going to have a dynamic approach to this race. And I think one of the most important things for Sunday is going to be staying well hydrated, eating properly. Fortunately, I've got a great sponsor, Morton, so they've hooked me up a ton with gels and energy drink, and yeah, definitely making sure I'm staying well nourished, well fed, and warm. I think guys who are able to stay warm throughout the day are going to be at an advantage. Yeah, certainly. So I checked the course out today and was a bit disheartened after I did the recon because I thought that course was going to play out a bit more like an Amstel Gold Classic as opposed to one of the less climbing classics, more like the Cobble Classics. But I feel like this course is going to be more of a not necessarily a Cobble Classic, but it's going to play into the hands of guys who are specialists in that domain. I think it's just not going to be as hard from a climbing perspective, but it's going to be really favoring the guys who are technically savvy, and it's still going to be a quite difficult course, and there's probably going to be quite a bit of crashing. Yeah, well, we're really lucky with Cycling Canada. We've got a great high performance director in Kevin Field, and he has managed to work with my sponsors, work with EF Education First to bring on our mechanics, soigneurs. We've got a Canadian mechanic on the team, a Canadian soigneur on the team, and so it does feel like just another race, which is really important for me. That is one of the reasons why I had so much success at last year's World Championships, where I placed third. I felt like I was just another day at the office racing for my team. Everything seemed normal. Nutrition's the same with Morton, bike's the same, you know, and then also just the bike's working well because we got a Canadian mechanic that is also an EF Education First. You know, it could happen again. I don't want to reveal my secrets, but I think there's going to be quite a bit of attacking at this race on Sunday, and I might not be able to get a leg warmer off in time, like at Liège-Bastogne-Liège.
Well, that was a great insight into how to look after yourself for a race of that distance.
No, absolutely. Well, last episode, you might remember that Lucy was tasked with the following. She had 1 hour to go into the streets of Harrogate to collect as many flags from the fans as possible.
Well, that wasn't quite enough an hour, so I headed out again during the Women's Elite Road Race and met some really cool people.
Flags.
Red?
Blue.
Red. Yeah, we're going to go a little outline first.
Oh, black?
It's not
okay.
easy. Whoa, hello. What are you doing? Can you do that in a minute? Come on, Rob.
So, is this your first World Championships?
It's the first World Championships, but obviously we've been doing the Tour de France since 2009, so why not just come and see a World Championship, especially in our own country. So yeah, absolutely fantastic event.
And what do you think of the racing so far this week?
Oh, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. Harrogate, what a place as well. A great place to host it. People are amazing, families are all, everyone's getting together behind the cycling.
So black or red and yellow. So we have to make some creation.
Yeah. Is this your first World Championships?
No.
How many have you been to?
10?
Moi 10, minimum 10.
Is the 10?
What's so good about Yorkshire 2019?
It's true. It's true. It's the people are very true and good. You understand what I mean? Yeah. Non, la gourde, non. Il n'y a plus de gourde, il n'y a plus de gourde. Non, il n'y a plus de gourde.
Is this your first World Championships?
No.
How many have you been to?
This is number 2.
What's so great about the Yorkshire World Championships so far?
Yeah, we hope that Peter tomorrow win. Slovakia, Peter Sagan, 3-time world champions. Tomorrow number 4.
Ah, nice. Yeah. I'll practice, okay? Well, that was a really good way to go out, meet loads of the fans and enjoy the racing in a different way.
I did enjoy that too, but what is intriguing me is, what's your favourite flag, Lucy?
Do you know, I think it has to be the Yorkshire Rose. We're here in Yorkshire. I've lived in Yorkshire a little while, and yeah.
You now will be welcome back, that is for sure. Now, to round off our trio of chats, we spoke to none other than the tallest rider in the peloton, Conor Dunne, about his breakaway antics at the World Championships.
So my name is Conor Dunne, and I'm here with the Irish national team in beautiful Harrogate. Yeah, so actually this is my 4th Elite Worlds. Rode it as an under-23 in a TT. I can't actually remember if I did the under-23 road race. But yeah, it's my 4th Elite race anyway. It's always a really special day. It's always definitely one of the highlights of the year, I think. Just always an amazing atmosphere, so many different nations. The last 3 Worlds I've done, I've always been in the breakaway, which is always super special. You can kind of soak it up a bit more, and yeah, really get a taste of the atmosphere. Yeah, like I grew up near Hemel Hempstead. I'm obviously, first and foremost, I'm Irish. I've represented Ireland since I was 18 now, so nearly just 10 years. And I'm super proud to be putting the Irish jersey on in the Worlds every time I wear it. Yeah, so obviously I've done a lot of racing in Yorkshire as well since I was a junior, and you know, like the Yorkshire fans just love, they're mad about the cycling, they love it. So I think having a World Championships here is going to be crazy, really crazy. Yeah, I think definitely we've got the strongest Irish team I've ever been part of, yeah, it's a big honour to be part of that team. Obviously Sam's been flying this year and winning some big races, and really been up there in any sprint that he's gone for, and kind of even in not in sprints he's been winning races. So yeah, I think we got one of the favourites really, to be honest. Yeah, it's definitely been the challenge since my son Jesse was born. Obviously it's been the most amazing last 5 months. He was born 1st of May. Yeah, I've loved every second, but it's definitely crazy. You have to balance it, like anyone who has a full-time job, you know, balancing family life as well. Yeah, it's tough, you know. I did the Giro and I came back, and I've been racing kind of pretty consistently ever since then. So you're kind of away racing and tired when you come home, and then like I really want to still do everything for Jesse too, and it's hard, you know. You kind of it's really just been Jesse and cycling ever since the 1st of May. So yeah, I was pretty pooped the last kind of this week. I did some really hard rides, and I wouldn't have managed it without Stacey. Stacey does everything, my partner. So yeah, 7 hours, then coming back and looking after a 4.5-month-old is different. I remember I used to come home and just sit on the sofa and eat porridge. Yeah, I think my goal from the start was just to keep, I kind of wanted to enjoy cycling as much as I did when I started at the finish. So that's always kind of been my goal really, just to keep enjoying the sport and just pushing myself as far as I can, I guess. I'm really proud of how far I've come and now what I've achieved actually. Like, I haven't really set the world alight, I haven't been winning big races, but for my own personal goals, I've been proud of myself, you know. So yeah, we'll see what happens next year. I'd love to stay with the team and keep on working hard, and I think yeah, just have some more nice memories, and you never know what can happen.
Well, that is it from us at the 2019 UCI Road World Championships, and it's been a total pleasure to bring all of the racing and the action to you the Sigma Sports way. It's not the end of the road for us, however, so if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, make sure you click the bell icon to be notified as soon as the videos go live. Now let's take a look back at some of the key highlights that made Yorkshire 2019 a World Championships with a difference.
Album cover action. That's more like inside sleeve, I reckon.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Well, that was a nice segment, and with this generic link, I'm going to tell you about the next thing.
Get it up. Where am I going to find a hot dog in Harrogate? Boom, that's awesome.
Hey Mavis, should we go in here and get a pint of vodka?
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
Let's do it.